wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
Anyone's attention, anyone's love, any accolades, just anything.
I have rooted for Will Smith my whole life. I root for this motherfucker, okay? And now, I watch Emancipation just to see him get whooped. And from that moment on, I never assumed I was gonna do well on stage.
Surrounded by a whole lot of strength, he's surrounded by a whole lot of love, and all he has to do is add discipline, and he's gonna be all right.
Well, Sean Diddy Combs in 2016, pushing, kicking, and dragging his then-girlfriend Cassandra Ventura in a hotel hallway.
You're gonna hear about my party, they're gonna be shutting them down, they're gonna probably be arresting me, doing all types of crazy things just because we wanna have a good time, you know.
Hollywood's secret is out. Recently, Chris Rock's bold revelations have cracked open the secretive side, pulling back the curtain on some of the industry's biggest stars, Will Smith and Diddy. Behind the red carpets, award shows, and carefully crafted images, a darker, more complex reality is beginning to emerge. And this isn't just drama. Rock is exposing the real cost of Hollywood's obsession with control and image. Chris Rock's remarks have shattered the polished personas of Will Smith and Diddy, revealing a Hollywood entangled in manipulation, hidden agendas, and power games. Rock's comments have reignited an old tension with Will Smith.
Yeah.
It was a G.I. Jane jump.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay? Okay.
A feud that goes back to Rock's jabs about Jada Pinkett Smith's activism, which sparked animosity long before that infamous slap. It wasn't just a joke, it was a barb aimed at Jada's passion for social justice, her boycott of the Oscars, her drive for equality in an industry built on exclusivity. For Jada, this fight was personal, but when Rock joked about her alopecia at the 2022 Oscars, he crossed a line, leading Will to retaliate with a slap that was as much about long-standing frustration as it was about defending his wife. Now in his latest special, Rock reveals that the tension between him and Will goes far beyond a few jokes. He hints at darker aspects of Will's private life, including behaviors at Diddy's exclusive parties, gatherings that have long been the stuff of Hollywood legend. As Rock implies, there are hidden dynamics and questionable actions behind Will's public image, hinting at secrets that challenge the wholesome persona he's worked so hard to uphold. But Will isn't the only one under scrutiny. Rock's revelations have also shed new light on Diddy, the entertainment mogul whose influence is both respected and feared. Rumors of manipulation and control within Diddy's circle have circulated for years, and Rock's words only add fuel to those claims. With recent legal battles like the lawsuit filed by Cassie, and stories from young artists like Bryson and YK Osiris, a disturbing pattern of power abuse appears to be emerging, one that's raising questions about Hollywood's most powerful figures. As we dive deeper, the question looms: are these allegations isolated incidents, or are they a glimpse into an industry built on secrecy, influence, and control? And if Chris Rock is right, how many more stories are out there waiting to be told? Stay tuned, because this story is far from over, and Hollywood's darker side might just be more twisted than anyone ever imagined. Rock's critique of Diddy is particularly damning, as it sheds light on how these powerful figures wield their influence. Diddy's exclusive parties, which have long been seen as gateways to success, are allegedly more about control than celebration. The young stars who attend are caught in a web of influence, where what happens behind closed doors stays behind closed doors, unless someone like Rock dares to speak out. As these revelations unfold, we are forced to confront the uncomfortable reality that Hollywood's glitz and glamour often come at a significant personal cost. Chris Rock's comments are not just about exposing Hollywood's elites, they are a challenge to the industry's pervasive culture of silence. It's about holding powerful figures accountable for their actions that for far too long have gone unchecked. But Rock isn't the only one speaking out. The rising tide of lawsuits and allegations, Cassie's, Bryson Gray's, YK Osiris's, and others, signals a shift in the entertainment industry's landscape. Artists are no longer staying silent, and that's where change begins. Whether through legal action or through platforms like social media, the public's growing demand for accountability is louder than ever. In particular, Bryson Gray's decision to sue Diddy and Will Smith exposes the deep psychological toll this industry can take on young artists. Gray's struggles with mental health and legal issues following his distancing from Diddy and Smith illustrate just how dangerous these power structures can be for young talent. His story is a cautionary tale about the price of fame when manipulation and control are at play. Even figures like Usher, who reflect on their own experiences at Diddy's parties, contribute to the growing understanding that the entertainment industry is rife with dangerous dynamics. Usher's concerns about exposing his children to similar environments highlight the very real risks involved for vulnerable individuals in this high-stakes world. The public's growing awareness of Diddy's past relationships, both with women like Kim Porter and with younger male artists, has sparked further speculation. Diddy's alleged behavior with YK Osiris has turned the spotlight onto his complicated relationships with younger stars, further complicating his image. The ambiguity surrounding these relationships has led fans and industry insiders to question just how far the web of influence goes. Social media plays a crucial role in amplifying these stories. Platforms like Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok give people a voice, allowing those who have been affected by these power dynamics to share their experiences. What was once hidden behind industry doors is now being scrutinized in real time by the public. This cultural shift marks a turning point, forcing the entertainment industry to confront the issues it's long ignored. Chris Rock's willingness to speak out represents a broader movement within Hollywood, one where the stories of exploitation, manipulation, and coercion are finally being told. These revelations suggest a future where the industry prioritizes the well-being of its talent over the unchecked power of its most influential figures. In the midst of all of this, Kim Porter's rumored book, which supposedly contains explosive details about Diddy's relationships, adds another layer to the growing narrative. The possibility that these hidden truths could finally come to light has created a frenzy, fueling public curiosity and speculation. The question now is not whether these issues are real, but how the industry will respond when the full truth is laid bare. This cultural reckoning isn't just about Chris Rock, Will Smith, and Diddy. It's about an entire industry that has for too long operated in the shadows. But now the lights are on, and the secrets are slowly being uncovered. The hope is that, in the end, these revelations will pave the way for a safer, more transparent entertainment industry where young talent is protected and power is held to account. Chris Rock's revelations aren't just a peek behind the curtain of Hollywood, they're a seismic shift in the way we view power, fame, and accountability in the entertainment industry. Rock's words resonate because they're not just about personal grudges or past feuds, they illuminate a broader issue of exploitation that runs deep in the world of celebrities and those who pull the strings behind the scenes. And the more we learn, the more it becomes clear that the cost of stardom isn't just measured in wealth or fame, it's often measured in personal compromises, toxic relationships, and silence that sustains dangerous power dynamics. For years, the industry has been able to sweep accusations, rumors, and even hard truths under the rug. The stars of the silver screen, the faces we've watched on repeat in movies and television, have always been protected because of their fame, their wealth, or their power. But as the tide begins to turn, Rock's revelations highlight how these figures operate in a system where the most powerful ones are almost untouchable, where they can manipulate situations and control narratives with an ease that leaves no room for accountability. And now, Rock is calling out the hypocrisy of it all, calling attention to the darker underbelly of fame, where powerful men like Diddy and Will Smith are part of a larger ecosystem of influence, manipulation, and exploitation. But it's not just about Rock's personal experience. His words are a symbol of a greater movement that's emerging across Hollywood, a movement where those who've been silenced for so long are finally speaking out. The dynamic between Diddy and Will Smith is a perfect example of how the intersection of power, influence, and exploitation can manifest itself in ways that the public may never fully understand. For years, Will Smith was regarded as one of the industry's most wholesome figures, the charming father figure, the fresh prince who made audiences laugh and feel safe. But as Rock's comments and other behind-the-scenes stories emerge, it becomes evident that there is much more to Smith than the image he's crafted over the years. The latest revelations about Will's involvement in Diddy's exclusive circles expose a reality that contradicts his wholesome image. These elite parties, hidden from the public eye, were places where personal and professional boundaries often blurred, where deals were made and favors exchanged, and where moral lines weren't just crossed, they were eradicated. According to Rock, the level of influence exercised at these gatherings went beyond what anyone could expect. There's no longer any doubt that Hollywood operates on a set of unspoken rules, where the stakes are higher than most can comprehend. Diddy, meanwhile, has long been associated with power and control. His influence in the industry is undeniable, with countless artists under his wing. But what lies behind the glitz and glamour of his empire? As more accusations and lawsuits surface, like Cassie's lawsuit, which includes disturbing allegations of coercion and manipulation, it paints a far darker picture of what goes on behind closed doors. These are not just personal stories, they're a glimpse into the machine that is Hollywood, where every move is calculated and every relationship is leveraged for maximum gain. And let's not forget the legal battles. The lawsuit from Bryson Gray against Diddy and Will Smith isn't an isolated case, it's just the latest in a string of similar allegations that suggest a systemic issue. Gray's story isn't just about personal conflict with these powerful figures, it's about the broader implications of how the industry treats its young talent. When an artist like Gray finds himself in the crosshairs of such a toxic, manipulative system, it paints a disturbing picture of what happens to those who attempt to distance themselves from the almighty influence of figures like Diddy and Smith. The troubling details emerging from Cassie's lawsuit are just the tip of the iceberg. They show us that young stars, especially women and artists of color, are often left with little power to challenge the system they're forced into. This isn't just about money or fame, it's about control and the lengths that some will go to maintain that control. The price of standing up against these powerful figures isn't just career-threatening, it's personally destructive. Cassie's battle for her own autonomy is an example of how the entertainment industry can chew up and spit out those who dare to defy the established norms. But let's take a step back. The real cost of all these revelations doesn't just fall on the individuals involved, it's the culture that allows these abuses to persist that's at the heart of this issue. Hollywood's culture of silence, its tolerance of dangerous behavior for the sake of wealth and power, is what needs to change. The voices that are coming forward now, whether it's Rock, Gray, Cassie, or others, represent the first cracks in the facade. These are not isolated stories, they're part of a much larger narrative of power, privilege, and abuse that has long remained hidden. With the rise of social media and platforms that allow for instant communication, fans, insiders, and advocates are holding Hollywood to account in ways that were once unthinkable. Rock's comments aren't just a solo act, they're part of a collective effort to expose what's been happening in the shadows for far too long. As public awareness grows, the pressure on Hollywood's gatekeepers intensifies. The spotlight is now shining on them, and they can no longer ignore the demands for transparency, safety, and ethical treatment of all artists, young or established. So what does this mean for the future of Hollywood? Is the culture truly changing? Or is this just another moment in time where things will settle back into their old patterns? Will the figures we admire continue to be held accountable? Or will the power structures that have long dictated the industry reassert themselves? As we stand at this critical crossroads, one thing is certain: the era of unchecked power in Hollywood is coming to an end. The demand for accountability has reached a tipping point. The more people who speak out, whether it's through legal action, public statements, or simple conversations, the more the veil is lifted, revealing the true nature of the industry we've long admired. The question now is whether Hollywood will rise to the occasion. Will the industry reform itself, or will it continue to operate as a system that rewards the powerful and silences the vulnerable? And who will emerge from this reckoning, stronger, more transparent, and more accountable, or unchanged, continuing to play the same old games? As more details emerge, it's clear that Hollywood's reckoning has only just begun. There's more to uncover, more stories to tell, and more truths to be revealed. And as these stories unfold, the voices of the silence, like Chris Rock, Cassie, Bryson Gray, and so many others, will continue to resonate, pushing for the change that has been so long overdue. The real question is, how far will this movement go? How deep do the wounds in Hollywood run? And who will stand with those who refuse to be silenced? Thanks for watching. Check out our other videos. Dive deeper, stay curious, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button to never miss an update. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed. Inside Out.